What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chris coming at you for another Deerfish Gaming video. And today I'm really excited because I'm going to be diving into my very first Spotlight Cash review for Marvel Snap. Okay, I really like playing this phone game. I've been meaning to do videos on it for a long time, but I had the big move from Texas to Tennessee. I have now moved and I've got my setup going. I'm still missing a few pieces, but it's okay. I just want to get things going. So the camera angle might change in the coming weeks. I don't know. Things might just move around. But I wanted to get the things going, and yeah, here we are, right? So before I get into things, if you like the video, hit that like button down below. If you don't want to miss any more content like this, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to be doing Marvel Snap gameplay coming up soon. I got nature videos I do. I've been doing little shorts there. I love TCG content. Going to dive into some of my Pokemon collection. I got my Magic the Gathering old school collection, and then just anything else I can think of. I'm really gonna just be all encompassing content. I'm gonna be doing like God of War Ragnarok, maybe gameplay, just any type of games I'm gonna play. I'm just gonna start pumping out some videos. So I'd really like it if you came along for the ride. But anyway, let's get into the Spotlight Cash review. Okay, now I. I'm not that hot on this month to be a particular, and maybe I'm still a little salty from last month, but last month I guess I was just really excited, and I don't know, I just kind of felt like the Activate month just kind of fell flat. Maybe it will get better as time goes on, but for me, I just didn't really have that much fun. I felt like the meta, and even still right now, the meta is just not very fun in Marvel Snap. But I don't know. Everything can't be great all the time, but I do think they can do a better job of the patches. Not every new card can be great. I actually don't mind the new cards. What I mind the most is the Spotlight acquisition and or the new card acquisition, not the Spotlight acquisition. But the I don't know. I don't know what to suggest to fix it. To be honest, maybe more series drops more often because there's just so many Series 5 cards just coming out, and I only started playing since February, and there's just so many cards. There's no chance I get. I have to just meticulously pick which cards I get, which is why I might be a little more harsh on my Spotlight reviews than most people because I have to be a lot more picky. So let's get into things. I honestly am really only going for about four cards this month, right? So I like Misery. I am missing Namora. And if you don't have War Machine, I think you should get War Machine. So I think this week coming up, honestly, I think if you're missing any of these cards, you should get them. I think Misery. I know a lot of people are talking about putting Misery in Destroy, and I think there's going to be a good Destroy list coming up with Misery. But I don't know. I just see all sorts of things that could potentially happen with Misery. I feel like there's quite a few cards that I don't mind reactivating and then them just being destroyed because I wasn't really using them for their power. I was using them for their abilities. So I don't know. I'm really looking forward into building with that. And then of course you can play armor and then just kind of do whatever you want there. Yeah. So I don't know. I really like the possibility of Misery. I'm not gonna go out here and say that Misery is gonna be like a 5-star card or anything like that, but I will say that just because of the creativity, I'm gonna start Misery off at 4 stars and let's see where we go from there. Overall, I think Namora is a great card. Most of the time when I lose, like 8 cube decks or 8 cube games, Namora is involved. She just does. She's really consistent. I definitely slept on her way back in the day, so I'm gonna pick her up. And then we got War Machine. War Machine is just so good since the buff. So if you don't have War Machine, I would definitely suggest you picking up War Machine. Now, um, that's my favorite week of the month. So Scorn, I think, is going to be really, really good for discard. You can just adding power to Scorn and then adding power to another card on the field is just going to be so so strong. So I think if you're a really big discard player, just go ahead and grab Scorn. If you're you know want to save things, I don't know. I don't know. I would just potentially wait unless you're just a big discard player. Sebastian Shaw. And Jean Grey, Jean Grey has never really consistently. I don't have Jean Grey, and I've never just consistently lost Jean Grey. Now there has been metas where she's been good, and sure I could have been helpful if I had her, but just to I don't know, to a spotlight key on her? No, I don't know. I don't know. She's worth 3,000 tokens. I would just rather get 3,000 tokens. Sebastian Shaw. I like Sebastian Shaw. There was once upon a time where Surfer was like one of the only complete decks I had, and it was the only thing getting me to Infinite. But if we're being honest here, is it worth? Is it the same thing like Jean Grey? Not really. Maybe. Um, maybe more cards that power up cards in the hand or something like that in the deck come up. I don't know. But I don't know. Just my opinion right now, I would just probably hold off because you got Agent Venom that just came out who is surprising me, and Toxin who goes great in the Agent Venom deck. I think will just go great. So I think that like especially if you're like a newer player, like say you just started, I would just hold off on scoring Sebastian this whole week, and I would just like go for Toxin. If like you don't go for Misery, Namora, War Machine, or say you have all those cards and you're like I can get one card this month, I would say go for Toxin. I think Toxin is a great card. I think Bounce is very, very good right now. I don't have Hit Monkey, and I am doing quite well with with Bounce. I have Toxin on the brain because I've been playing Bounce so much. I am really excited for Toxin. Now let's move on. So the Scorn Wing, I'm gonna give it a 3 stars. Right? It's okay because of Scorn. Without if Scorn wasn't such a good card for discard, I would probably give it a 2 star week. To be honest. Now let's move on to Toxins week. Now if Zabu wasn't on here, I would give this a 4 star week because I love Elsa Bloodstone and I absolutely love the idea of Toxin. I don't have Elsa Bloodstone, but the Thena Elsa Bloodstone Kitty Pride deck is so strong, and I think with Toxin potentially Elsa Bloodstone could be good because with more way to bounce things. I don't know. I'm trying to think outside the box here, and at least I think there could be a little bit of some synergy there because you play Elsa Bloodstone down. You know, maybe you bounce some stuff back from another lane, fill it up, and then you play Falcon, fill up. And I don't know. You can get crazy with bounce, and you never know what card is going to be good in bounce. I really like Elsa Bloodstone. I don't have Thena. I passed up on her, not necessarily because I passed on her. Just I think at the time I liked all the cards that were coming out, and I just missed her. Um, but yeah, having Toxin and Elsa Bloodstone in your card inventory not that bad. So I would give this a 3 star week. Zabu, when I first started, he was great. Originally, his ongoing form was amazing, but now he's just kind of poo poo. So we'll see what they do. If they give him activate or not, maybe it's better. And then the final week, um, yeah, this anti venom week, Super Giant Ghost Spider. It's just a 2 star week. I mean, move isn't that great. It got better, but it's still not like the best. But I mean, I like playing it. It's fun. But if we're being honest, there's better decks out there. Super Giant has just never been that meta relevant. But they changed to activate. Maybe that changes. And then Anti Venom, although I'm going to admit it's going to be a fun card, and there's going to be times where you lose to an Anti Venom because it just pops off. If you're like me and you just don't have a lot of resources, then just hold off. Let other people get him, and then if it turns out that he's great and my 2 star rating of this week is wrong and it's like a 4 star week because Anti Venom is a 5 star card, then it is what it is. But more than likely, I think Toxin is going to be the best card of the month, and yeah, I mean, I would say he's a 5 star in bounce. In fact, now that I think about it, I might have probably should have just put that as a 4 star week. Uh, but I don't know. I did Zabu's just so bad. Zabu's just so bad. But yeah, these spotlight caches have just not been good. A lot of Series 4 stuff. If you're not gonna do series drops, I think second dinner. Come on, let's just everything in the spotlight caches be Series 5. But all right, guys, that was the Spotlight Cache for October. I have a bounce deck I'm going to be playing with in the next video. Hope you check that out. Peace.